This is a Zach Feldman Show replay on ZRadioLive.com.
The website music station Z Radio Live. This is the Zach Feldman Show. Joining me over the phone is a musician. His name is Joshua Wright, and he's a brand new song out called Moonshine Capital. Joshua, thanks so much for joining me here on the Zach Feldman Show. How's everything going?
It's going great, man. It's a pleasure to be back on here with you and tell you a little bit about what we have going on.
Hell yeah. No, I'm excited for you to be on the air with us again. I know last time we talked a lot about the devil in the bottle. But tell me all about now this brand new song that's come out called Moonshine Capital.
So this new one I'm real excited about because the first one focused on my struggles with addiction and everything. But this new one is called Moonshine Capital. I believe it's been out around 2 months now. But it's about my hometown of Franklin County, Virginia. And that's a small county. Well, the county's fairly large, but the town center, Rocky Mount, Virginia, is about, I guess, around 7,000 people. So it's a pretty small area. But it's known, really well known worldwide as the Moonshine Capital of the world. And so the movie Lawless that starred Shia LaBeouf and Jessica Chastain, Tom Hardy, some really good actors, that was based off of the activities during the Prohibition in Franklin County, Virginia. And that's kind of the direction I went with my song, with Moonshine Capital and the title and the lyrics and everything.
So what about Virginia is like in this small town, really inspired you for the song?
Like it's a southern town. Like everybody is just, I've grew up here. I've lived my whole life in Franklin County, Virginia, and they're just good people. Everybody's good people. And, a lot of them, it was really predominant back in, the Prohibition and stuff with moonshine. It's definitely still there, as you can see if you're a fan of the show Moonshiners, which they film a lot of that in Franklin County. But it was just hearing stories and stuff from, my grandpa and people telling them how they used to make a living hauling moonshine and how some of them got in trouble and they were just trying to make a living, and just all those interesting stories and growing up around it. We really use it. It's a really economy grab. It helps with the economy and everything. Having that title, we sell little Moonshine Capital of the World T-shirts and stuff in our local Walmart. So, sorry, it's a little down homegrown town.
You might need to send me some moonshine and that shirt. That's possible somehow.
Yeah, you get some of the best around in Franklin County. That's for sure.
Well, here in New York, all we got is the cheap shit, so we need to figure that out somehow.
Oh yeah, yeah.
I mean, moonshine has been around for such a long time, though. I mean, but to kind of embellish it all into a song now, it's got to be a great feeling too, to be able to take your hometown and put it into a song too. How long did it take you to make the music?
This song, not too long actually. Once I started writing it, now getting it out, it did, because it was originally scheduled for like May. But writing it and everything, it didn't take too long. Yeah, it's a pretty straightforward song, but it's definitely got a little catchy. I had a few great reviews already on it, so that's been pretty neat. A few magazine articles online. Magazines said some pretty good things about it.
When you go into creating the brand new music and just creating music in general, what are your steps? Where do you kind of go first? You go into your own history, or do you kind of figure out a topic and then run with it?
Yeah, probably like a topic. I knew I'd wanted to do one about Franklin County. There's been a few good songs. There was a very famous song, I believe in the 60s, by Gene Shepard called Franklin County Moonshine. And there's been a few songs about it, but I wanted to do like my own spin on one and everything. And I threw what the gamers call a few Easter eggs in there. If you're from Franklin County, you know what I was talking about, like hitting Route 40 out to the countryside. That's a route that takes you out to the country in Franklin County, and the stories they tell of the people, that used to talk about the moonshine all the time and everything. So it was fun writing it, everything. And I had the whole group of the original people from The Devil in the Bottle on it, and we just went to town on this one. We had a lot of we felt really good doing this one, knowing that The Devil in the Bottle went viral and got the attention of all these big celebrities and singers. So we really put our heart and soul into this one. And some people say they like it even more than the first one.
That's awesome. And it's great to see, your music career kind of lift off too, because, I mean, the sound is awesome, but, for those who haven't heard you before, what can you describe your music sound as?
I was really influenced by early growing up. Like I said, my dad's name is Elvis, so I got growing up, I'm always knew who Elvis Presley was, and my great aunt, who was real influential in my life, she was a big oldies fan,
Mm-hmm.
and so I started in the nursing homes when I was young, going around playing 50s and 60s music, and so that got real ingrained. So the Johnny Cash, Elvis Presley, Buddy Holly, all those old influences, and then the outlaw country Waylon Jennings and those guys. So it's got a mixture, sort of both. They said it was kind of like a retro and a modern type song, this new one. And I thought that was pretty neat.
Who said that?
It was a magazine article. I forget the name. I think that was Certified Bop. It was this online magazine article. They wrote an amazing article on Moonshine Capital, and that was pretty humbling to hear somebody say that about an art that you created.
That's awesome. And also, somebody also who was also commented on your music too, Randy Travis, is somebody who's also reached out too. Tell us about that.
Now, that was amazing. I told my whole family. See, we had reached out to him because he struggled with alcohol addiction,
Mm-hmm.
and he unfortunately had a stroke and can't sing like he used to and everything. But I figured he would be a good person to reach out to. He's a legendary Randy Travis,
Mm-hmm.
and he said that he loved the song, and his wife Mary was like, there should be more songs like this. And I was like,
God.
yeah, I can die happy now. I don't care what anyone else says. I said, Randy Travis likes my song. I don't care.
But when you got a country legend like Randy Travis, commenting on your music, I think you're in the right path. I would hope so,
Yeah, definitely. And then Colt Ford, we had a few other good ones that done some shout outs and stuff for us, and even shared it on their wall. A lot of these guys, before they even told me they would do it, I went on, it was Cletus Judd. He shared it to 342,000, I believe, how many people he has following him. And I was like, that is so cool. It feels so good to know that these guys are, willing to help us artists that's just getting going too. That they ain't forgot where they come from, I guess.
So you created a video actually for The Devil in the Bottle when it came out, but now, you've just released Moonshine Capital. Is there a video in the works?
Yes, I did do a 30-some second promo for Moonshine Capital. I hadn't released yet until a little teaser video until I can get this one made. But I'm working on that, and I'm actually working on getting a couple famous moonshiners in the video with me. And we've already got some old cars lined up and everything. So it might be a good-looking production by the time we get done with it.
But will there actually be moonshine on set? Is that going to happen?
I reckon if one of them Law Boys or Smiths or one of them guys brings some up there, we'll do it and put it in the trunk or something. But if I get two different ones, I'm wondering if there's going to be a rivalry going on or something like that. I don't know. We could maybe play off that.
Let me ask you this: is it a robbery to drink moonshine that has some flavor into it, or straight moonshine is really where to go? What is your favorite moonshine?
Well, I would say it was about anything I could get my hands on back in the day. I didn't care what it was. But if it had the fruit in it, I ain't gonna lie, that's some good stuff. I would always eat it out of the bottom of the jar, and that was the most potent stuff you could get in the jar. So
did you ever actually
make good peach or something?
Did you ever actually make moonshine? From your home state?
I made a lot of what I thought was moonshine. It wasn't the best stuff, but. Yeah, and
that's dangerous. Be careful there. Don't do that.
Yeah, it's not too safe when you don't know what you're doing, especially when you can get some nasty tasting stuff doing that, and you don't know what you're doing. But my grandpa, he was one of the biggest moonshiners in Franklin County. He's passed away now, but he always was known to have a couple stills going in the woods. So yeah, I've definitely been around it and everything, and Franklin County is the perfect setting for a song like that, so I figured we'd go ahead and do that one as my second one.
That's awesome. And I'm sure your grandpa would be very happy too to hear Moonshine Capital, obviously in spirit, to be able to hear it. And I think it's really cool that, you created this song kind of to give a nod to your hometown. For those who want to hear the song, where can they go?
Yes, so they can go to YouTube and go to youtube.com/@Joshua Wright Productions. And our Facebook is facebook.com/Joshua Wayne Wright. That's our music page, which is doing awesome. Over a 28-day span, we reached 10.5 million people.
Oh, hell yeah. That's amazing.
Yeah, I had visited a bunch of country music star graves and stuff in Nashville, and that really took off, doing some tribute videos and stuff. But it really brought a lot of attention to my music, so that was a blessing. But we have that, and then we have TikTok, we're everywhere, Twitter. If you search either Joshua Wright Productions or Joshua Wright Music on those socials, you'll find us.
That's awesome. Well, Joshua Wright, thank you so much for coming on the Zach Feldman Show. And again, also you can hear Moonshine Capital if you go to Spotify as well. Joshua Wright, thank you so much for joining me here on the Zach Feldman Show, and best of luck with everything.
Yeah, man, this has been a pleasure. Thank you so much for having me.
Anytime. The Webster Music Station, Z Radio Live, back with more Zach Feldman Show after this.
Want to hear more? Listen to the Zach Feldman Show every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time on ZRadioLive.com.